Over to Alina.
Hey there, little storytellers. My name is Alina Sinha, studying in grade 9, Bright Rider School, Abu Dhabi. Let's talk about storytelling and why it's important. You know how much fun it is when someone tells you an exciting or magical story, right? Well, that's because stories have a special superpower. They take us on incredible adventures without leaving our seats. When we hear or read stories, our mind starts to create amazing pictures in our heads. We imagine the characters, the place to visit, the exciting things they do. It's like we have our own movie theater in our minds, and we get to be the directors and the artists. Stories are more memorable than facts or data presented in a straightforward manner. As per the research, when we hear a story, there's a release of dopamine, a special type of hormone associated with pleasure. Studies also show that when storytellers engage the audience, there's an increased activity in their brains, leading to memory retention and emotional stimulation. Stories often have important lessons hidden inside them, like kindness, bravery, friendship, and so much more. On this virtual stage, we are going to engage with 9 storytellers who will not only share a story, but also their thoughts, feelings, emotions, and invaluable lessons they learned in the popular TED style format. Let us get our brains activated, release a heavy dose of dopamine, and have an immersive experience. To judge today's contest, we have amidst us Miss Unnati Aidasani, a highly motivated and enthusiastic science educator with over a decade of professional experience in the UAE. She has immense passion for teaching, and through her initiative, Brilliant Boffins, she aims to create a stimulating and challenging environment for young and bright minds. Teach them that science is an integral part of everyday life that encourages them to think critically and creatively so they can strive for the next level of success. Welcome, ma'am. We also have amidst us Hazel Thakkar. Hazel Thakkar is a year 8 student studying at GEMS Metropole School, Dubai. She is the winner of several speaking contests conducted in our club and outside. Welcome, Hazel. To give the opening address, may I now invite our club coach and founder of Active Kids, Ms. Tarunam Sheikh. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Alina. So, my little storytellers, I have two situations for you. Okay? So, all yours on me. I'm sure COVID-19 pandemic has proved to be really an earth-shaking calamity for all of us. There have been over 15 million deaths worldwide. Situation 2. One night, I was driving home from work, and there was one boy who must be 17 or 18 years old, who asked for help towards the side of the road. I pulled over, drove towards him. His face looked panic-stricken. That worried me. When I looked around, I saw a woman, must be in her 30s, lying down in the pool of blood. That boy had accidentally hit the woman. With immediate intuition, I ran and gave her the first aid. And in no time, the paramedics reached the spot and took the lady to the hospital. After a few days, I wanted to know what happened to that lady. Was she all right? And when I checked in the hospital where she got admitted, they said that she died on the spot. Now, thinking of the two situations, which of the situation gave you that goosebump or that emotional response? Everyone says two. Why not one? When I said about the 15 million deaths due to COVID-19 worldwide, why did the second situation, that one death, affected you so much? That's the power of storytelling. That's the point I wanted to drive home. It's because the story was narrated to you. Imagine if those out of those 50 million people who died, if we narrate one story of that person who died due to COVID-19, it would have impacted you in the same way, but not with the statistics, facts, and data. They do have a place, but not as powerful as storytelling. And that inspired me to have something very, very thought provoking, which will help you to accelerate the game of speaking. That's storytelling. Because storytelling is indeed the most powerful technique which you are going to learn, master, and use it in any field you choose to be in, children. And that recognition we received from the TED Student Club, who have approved our organization to conduct storytelling in the TED style format. TED, if you don't know, is a platform which the motto of this platform is ideas worth sharing. They are on a mission to inspire people to take action with the power of storytelling. So whichever TED story, whichever TED speaker you listen to, they will use power of story to drive the point home. And I think that is exactly what you all are doing today. You are inspiring people. You're going to motivate people to take actions. You're going to motivate people to change their perspective about life. Isn't it? Don't you all agree with me? Yes? And the best part is all the stories what you have brought today are actually from your real experience. Yes? And how that's going to impact others to take action, to change their perspective is going to be incredible. So you are on this incredible platform today. You are on this platform to change someone's mind, which indeed is a powerful thing. Imagine you can change someone's mind, change someone's opinion, change someone's perspective. That's the power of a great speaker. And that's what you're going to do today. Are you all with me? Give me a high five. Yes, I am excited for this contest. Thank you very much, children, for being those tough people ready to take on any kind of challenge which I throw to you. Okay. I know I've been a tough taskmaster, but that's the way we learn the tough things to do, right? Okay, great. So on that note, I also want to thank my two lovely ladies who are here today. One, let's talk about Miss Unnati Aidasani. She is a brilliant Toastmaster who also leads a brilliant program called Brilliant Boffin. Wow, I'm an incredible person. Okay, so she is the one who is being, a very passionate teacher. I see her lessons and it's the children are just bubbling with excitement when they are in their science class. And I haven't seen something like this ever. Thank you, Miss Unnati, for joining us. Thank you very much. She's been so busy with her schedule, but she chose to be here and listen to all those 9 storytellers who are going to come here. Thank you, Unnati. Can we have a few words from you, please?
Good morning, everybody. It is so nice to see you all up and so shining so bright on Sunday morning where I am still not so woken up. It shows that you are really very enthusiastic, very engaged, and very curious students. So I would like to clap for all of you being so good and being here on the Sunday morning. That's really, really nice of all of you. And I wish all of you all the very best. And I'm sure whether you're a winner or not a winner, but you all are winner in my eyes and for Miss Taranum's eyes. Thank you so much for inviting me. and looking forward for a great morning with all of you. Over to you, Ms. Taranu.
Thank you, Miss Unnati. Thank you so much. Now let's welcome our little storyteller, our little monologue speaker, our little debater. Okay, but it goes on and on. Okay, so yes, I'm talking about Hazel Thakkar, who is, of course, one of our students. And we have invited her to judge this contest today, judge you, and also learn a lot and take a lot of things home. Right? So Hazel, over to you.
Hold on a second. Okay. So, hi everyone. As you all know, I'm Hazel Tucker, and good morning to the people in UAE and good afternoon to the ones in India. And before I begin, I would just like to thank Ms. Tarannum for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to be here as a judge at the TED Style Storytelling Competition. I am also immensely grateful to co-judge with Miss Unnati, and I've been with Active Kids for 4 years now, and from each lesson I've attended, I've learned something new, something exciting, and something enlightening. And even as a judge today, like mentioned today, I am very sure I will learn something from you all. I'm sure the butterflies in your stomach are going haywire, but just remember you are here to give your 110%. You are here to be the best versions of yourselves. Remember, winning and losing is a whole different thing. What you must be thinking about is being the most confident speaker and giving it a go. So good luck and wishing you all the very best. And remember, if you are a true warrior, competition does not scare you. It makes you better. Thank you.
Thank you, Hazel. Thank you very much for your incredible speech, which will motivate our speakers. So from my side, I'd like to say thank you, Alina. You're doing a great job. Would like to call you back in to the spotlight.
Now, without further ado, let us jump into the storytelling contest. Friends, all the very best. Enjoy your time here. Over to Miss Taranam.
Can we hear it for our lovely MC, Alina Sinha? Please unmute yourself and give a round of applause to Alina. This girl has evolved hugely, and I'm so proud to see her. Well done, Alina. Thank you for being here. All right. So, yes, we are in with our storytelling contest. I hope all the storytellers are up, ready, upbeat, excited, with a little bit of butterflies dancing in your tummy, which is all right. Okay. All professional speakers do get that. Okay. At some point. Yes. So, all 9 storytellers, all the very best. Do your best and have a great time telling your story. May I have our first storyteller, Rigved, to be ready, and Miss Unnati and Hazel, if you could confirm, if we can start. We'd like to take a confirmation from you.
Yes, we can start.
Yes. And after every speaker, we are going to have 10 seconds of silence for the judges to mark the scores. Speaker 1, kindly be ready. I'm sure you've heard of the old adage, time and tide wait for no one. We all have had that experience of learning how time just slips by, just like sand granules in our fist, just passes and without warning us. All we can do is know and kind of have control over it. But certain things, certain stories do have a imprint on our minds. And that's what Rigved Rajesh is here for, to tell a story, time, which is titled Time and Tide. Rigved, can you test your mic and say, tell a story?
Tell a story.
Lovely. You're audible and visible. 1 second. I'm just going to spotlight. Yeah. All right, Rigved.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Rigved Rajesh, our first speaker from today's contest. Over to you, Rigved.
Thank you. You must be wondering what book this is. This is not a Wimpy Kid or Harry Potter. No, no. The number of mistakes I have made in my life would fill up this book. How many mistakes have you made in your life? Would it fill up this book? Or, this one? One of the biggest mistakes in my life, which truly put me in depth of regret, guilt, shame, and sorrow. I grew up with this woman who was 70 but had the radiance, charm, and agility of a 30-year-old. Yes, my dear friends, that is my grandma. Raise your hands if you have a cool grandmother. Put them all together, you get my grandma. To tell you the truth, she was the only person in earth who understood my feelings, what I wanted as a kid, and why I was angry as a teenager. Her world revolved around me and mine around her. She was my first best friend and the cheerleader of my life. She was the help whenever I needed it. Don't want to go to school? Tell her. Want your dad to stop yelling at her? Ask her. Want some money? Yes, she was the ATM. Life sucked when I would go back to Dubai after visiting her. I called her more than 5 times a day, and still it felt not enough. Then life got busier, and I got busiest. Summer vacation became a much awaited time for more sleep and a lot of video games. Like, what? You won't be going to India this time. We are sorry, but you cannot meet your grandmother. My mom said. But in reality, I was happy. 2 years passed, and my calls reduced from 5 times a day to once a month. Whenever I would check my phone, I would see loads of audio and video messages, but it grew to a point that I didn't even bother checking them. Slowly, those messages also became fewer and fewer. Until one ill-fated day, I got a call from my dad. We have to go to India urgently. My dad looked grim, so without any question, we left. As soon as we reached, my grandmother looked at me and gave me a huge smile, as it was her last wish in her deathbed. In a few moments, she passed away. I lost the most important person in my life. I felt numb. Those stories, the laughter, the childhood games, and her voice, everything was gone. I wish I called her every day. I wish I didn't miss meeting her on my summer break. I wish I had responded to those audio and video calls and shown her the love and happiness she deserved. I have made mistakes in my life that I deeply regret a lot. But this was the worst of them all. My dear friends, don't make the same mistake that I did. Go spend time with the people you love unconditionally. Send them an audio or video message telling them what they mean to you. Speak to them whenever possible, because it is always possible. My dear friends, you must remember, time and tide wait for none. Thank you.
Thank you, Rigved. Can we hear it for Rigved Rajesh with a very heart-touching story? Time and tide wait for no one. Thank you, Rigved. You may take your seat. All right. We move on with the next story. This story is going to be really special because we all have certain people in life who we are so attached to. But sometimes attachments can be scary. And it will be difficult for us to let it go. Put your hands together for our speaker number 2, storyteller 2, Tanisha Kunigal, with her story, Let It Go. Tanisha, could you check your audio and say, let it go? No, we can't hear you, Tanisha.
Let it go.
No, we didn't hear the first word. Could you repeat?
Let it go.
Yes, you're audible and
Yeah.
visible. Over to you.
Thank you,
Good luck.
ma'am. People inspire you or they drain you. Pick them wisely. Would you choose to be treated as a pretty rose or a leftover trash? Well, obviously, you will choose to be treated like a special, vibrant rose. My first ever close best friend in my new locality was Prisha. I gave her the title of my BFF. Hey Tanisha, would you like to have this sandwich? My mother made this specially for you. Oh, yes, sure. It's really scrumptious. We ate together, played together, and laughed together. She always used to tell me, you will be my bestie till my last breath. Months passed by, and it was the start of a new academic year. I was so exhilarated to go to see my new school, meet so many new teachers, and make friends. But unfortunately, Prisha and I were in different sections. I was a bit sad, but I couldn't help as we had to adapt new changes. Even though we were in different classes, we met each other in the hallways during lunch breaks. These small meetings were so gladdening and cheerful. I felt like I was the luckiest person on this earth. Until one day, things came crashing down. It was around summer when we did our tests, and I was awestruck to see the perfect score. Prisha, I can't believe this. I got an A in my maths test. She snatched the paper from my hand, took a good look at it, with a fake smile, and left. I felt a rather odd. Next few weeks, she kept distance from me. I was curious to know what was wrong. At that moment, it was announced that I am going to represent our school for a popular dance event. I ran into the hallway to share this happy news. I searched her in the canteen, in the library, and in the auditorium. She wasn't there anywhere. Just then, a tiny girl rushed to me and handed over a small sheet of paper. It read, "These are my last words to you. I don't want to be your best friend anymore. Prisha. Those words hit me like arrows. Sorrowful tears streamed down my face as I sobbed heartbreakingly. From that day onwards, Prisha and I act like strangers. This was the most painful moment of my life. Have you experienced such a painful moment in your life too? I learned a really big lesson that day. Life is like a book. One bad chapter doesn't mean that the whole story is over. Prisha was that bad chapter in my story. I thought she would motivate me and inspire me, but unfortunately, she left me displeased. You are supposed to get up and write another chapter. Live to your fullest, away from the negativity, and achieve your dreams. Just let it go. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanisha. Wow, that was an incredible speech. How we must learn to let it go. Right. We all love to have things which we will be which gives us the pleasure of being able to stand out. Imagine not driving a normal car, but you drive a Porsche or a Tesla, okay, or a Lamborghini. How would you feel? Proud, you would swag, isn't it? Because that's something which is rare, and you love to get stand out for things what you have. But sometimes this can backfire you. I think Eva has a wonderful experience of how keeping life simple changes our life for better. So let's invite our storyteller three, Eva Chada. Eva, could you repeat your title, please? Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
A bit once again, please.
Keep it simple.
Yes, you're audible and visible. Over to you, Eva. Good luck.
My mother's favorite line. Simple living, high thinking. Gosh, give me a break. I would rather say sophisticated living and high-fi thinking. Does your mother also have her favorite line? A voice called from the corridor. Breakfast is ready. I rushed to the table, starving, as I gobbled up the humongous stack of pancakes that my mom had made me. My dad brought up the conversation of us going to India in a few days. How could I forget? I was thrilled to finally see my grandmother after 2 years of the pandemic. After eating, I hid in my room, my parents wondering why. I was packing. I piled mountains of branded clothes, jewelry, shoes, and everything else in my suitcase. I wanted to look different from all of my cousins in India. My mom barging into my room with her catchphrase, keep it simple. I scornfully looked at her and ignored what she said. My favorite morning finally arrived. It was flight day. I put on a cozy hoodie from H&M and sweatpants from Bershka. Airports are cold, man. Don't act like you don't know. We sat in the taxi and made our way to Abu Dhabi International Airport. We placed the baggage and went through all the procedures. And we finally reached our gate. I plugged in my earphones to my phone and blasted my playlist, distracting my energy from being excited to meet my family to internally having a concert. Our ancestral home looked like a museum with paintings and pictures hung since years. There was absolutely no change, except that my grandmother looked a bit more wrinkled, but agile even at the age of 70. I got dressed in my Zara top and trousers. I thought people would look at me differently or treat me differently. I was wrong. I was frustrated because I didn't expect it to be this way. My cousins barely even noticed my Reebok shoes and insisted that I should play with him. I didn't join them, thinking it would not be classy to play with the street kids. The next morning, my grandmother, dressed in a simple cotton sari and her typical bun, walked down the stairs and insisted that I should join her for a walk. That changed my life. Charming sing alongs of peacocks and birds, the polite chuckles of the squirrels, and the rustling of the leaves on the trees. I was in awe. I would never be able to hear all of this in the city. And that's when I noticed that no one was paying attention to me, not to my clothes or how I looked. Instead, they were all enjoying time with their family, treasuring every moment they had with them. Kids flying kites with their parents, and even the adults playing peekaboo with their 3-month-old babies. Almost everyone was dressed in a light, thin material shirt and either denim shorts or pants. I found it so surprising to see that I was the one who stood out in style. But it didn't matter, because all that mattered was the simplicity of their lives and enjoying each and every moment. And that's when I learned one of the most unique lessons of my life. Simplicity is the key that unlocks doors to a happy life. My mom was right. Keep it simple. Thank you.
Thank you, Eva. Wow, what an incredible lesson. Keep it simple. Let's have 10 seconds of silence. Judges, please note our speaker number 4 is unwell, so hasn't reported to class today. So Hana Priyas is not participating. So children and parents, have you ever experienced the time when you want to do something, but the first thought which comes to your mind is, don't do it. You're not meant for it. You're not good enough. Someone else is better than you, or something bad is going to come. Of course, most of the time we are in a battle between two minds. And that story is very close to Anthea's heart of how she fought this battle between the two minds. That's going to be a big takeaway for us from her story, The Tale of Two Minds. Anthea, could you please test your mic and say the title, please?
Tale of Two Minds.
A bit louder.
The Tale of Two Minds.
Yes, you're audible and visible. Yes, over to you. Good luck.
Why fit in when you were born to stand out? For as long as I can remember, speaking and interacting with others have been my greatest fears. I've always tried to get out of such kinds of situations, taking comfort in silence. Do you suffer from such a phobia too? 12th September 2019. I cannot forget this ill-fated day when my teacher announced this speaking activity on stage and it was compulsory. My heart began to palpitate and palms began to sweat. I felt nauseous. The day arrived and I prayed hard to God for heavy rain, thundering, hailstorm, or at least a sandstorm. I checked the forecast on my phone, but everything seemed perfect and normal. I went over my speech again and again. I said it in the shower, in the bedroom, and even while in the car. My dad mocked at me and said, "Relax, Anthea, you will do great." I yelled at him, "Dad, please, you won't understand." I reached my school and marched inside with trembling legs and cold feet. I could not stop thinking of the possible ways my speech could go wrong. Maybe I could fall while going up the stairs, or maybe even forget my speech. My name was announced. The first 10 seconds, my heart was in my mouth. I started slowly at first, and then gained my courage and began. The words began flowing from my mouth as if it was magic. I felt at ease. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, when I ended, I heard a thunderous roar of applause and cheer. I felt like a star. Friends, we all have a monk mind and a devil mind. Our monk mind always tells us positive and how great we are, but our devil mind is hell bent to tell us all the terrible things which could happen. You will get the result about how you feed your mind. If you feed it positive feelings, it will give you positive results. But if you feed it fear, hatred, the result would be the same. This experience truly changed my life, and I'm sure my story would inspire you to shut your ears to the devil mind and listen to the monk mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthea. What a splendid lesson on how you should listen to your monk mind and not to the devil's mind. Thank you, Anthea. You may take your seat. So, children, the previous story taught us an incredible lesson of how Anthea looked straight in the eyes of confidence. She wanted to be confident, and that's what she became. But sometimes an overdose of something is not good. Do you agree with me? Now we have a next story, which is going to teach us how and what are the dangers of overconfidence. Shreyas, could you test your mic and please say the title, The Danger of Overconfidence?
Danger of overconfidence.
You are a bit glitchy, probably due to network issue. I hope it supports your network till your story is there. Anyway, but you're audible and visible. Yeah. All right, Shreyas. So Shreyas, everyone put your hands together for our storyteller 6, who is Shreyas Chakraborty. Over to you, Shreyas.
Have you ever been overconfident and it backfired you? I am Shreyash Chakraborty. I am 12. And let me share one fact about me. I am a high flyer. Till now, I have won all the competitions. Are you thinking I am bragging? No, I am just God's favorite child. Well, until I learned a lesson. It was my speech competition. Before, I already won 4 speech competition, and this was my 5th one. As usual, I was very confident, like a lion is confident to hunt its prey. I decided to skip 2 days of practice because I thought practice was waste of time. I was born to win and I will surely do it again. It was the day of contest. I went to the fancy auditorium feeling high confident as usual. The time I entered, I saw bunch of participants. I was sitting on a grooved chair with 12 more participants. The first speaker went up the stage. Everyone was thrilled hearing him. His speech was indeed nice, but not like me. I started to laugh and murmured in my mind, he's not as good as me. In this contest, I will surely win. I was the third speaker. My name was called Mashushura Shakabati. I went up the stage, said the first line, and then I started to fumble. I was nervous. My legs were shivering, not with cold, but with nervousness. I was blank at the moment. And for the first time, I lost a contest. That day, I understood that confidence is good, but overconfidence can be disastrous. For a fact, rain is good, but excessive rain is disastrous. Overconfidence is the root cause of failure. Confidence makes a loser a winner, and overconfidence makes a winner a loser. I learned a huge lesson that day, and that changed my life forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreyas. Can we hear it for Shreyas Chakraborty with a spectacular lesson on how overconfident can be dangerous? Hello.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, Tanvi, hold on. Right. I'm sure you have experienced bitter, I'm sure you have bitter experience of dealing with difficult people. Dealing with difficult people proves to be one of the challenging things while growing up because our fragile mind do not know what is right and what is wrong, right? But there is a story which is going to help you decide what you should do when you come across negative people, difficult people, or problematic people. So here we called upon Tanvi Kundra with her story, Some People Never Change. Tanvi, could you repeat your title once?
Yes, ma'am. Some people never change.
Yes. You're audible and visible. Over to you. 1 second. Yes. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. Everything is wrong, and there's nothing I can do about it. These were my words to my mother one gloomy afternoon as I sat at home, defeated. Nobody cared who I was. My best friends had turned their backs on me. And for the first time in my life, I felt lonely. At that moment, my mom spoke 4 words. Some people never change. This whole episode started one morning when I reached school. The long, crowded hallways were a regularity, and it was quite hard for me to stop greeting all of my friends. I waved a hand at a classmate, only to receive an irritated hmm. Needless to say, I was caught off guard. Nonetheless, I moved onwards. Maybe she was in a bad mood. That made it a bit easier to swallow. Unfortunately, the problem was brought to my notice only a minute later. Chitakshi, one of my best friends, walked up to me with anger splattered, no, engraved on her face. I know what you did. Don't talk to me ever again. She spoke with an attitude that I'd only seen once when a class teacher had given her a remark. What was happening? My head spun with the possibilities. What did I do? Was it something I said? Was it something I did? I couldn't make head or toe of anything. Do you like my artistry, Kundra? I did this specially for you. Kashvi's clear voice rang out from behind my zoned out figure. She did this. It all made sense. Her smirk said it all. She was manipulating my friends. This was a skill of hers, using her sugar coated lies and sympathy to turn acquaintances into allies. Kashvi was a 12-year-old like myself, but she had the cunning mind of a strategist. Everything she did was well thought of, and I froze. Every time she looked at me with those deep brown eyes of hers, all I saw was a demon. Her mane of hair fell to her lower back and was tied into a long, neat braid, emphasizing her adroitness and immaculate ways. I knew she was satisfied with her work when her lips burst into a thin line. At that moment, my first thought was to punch her in the face and teach her a lesson. But my logical brain said otherwise. It told me to consult an adult. I'm glad I did that because what you do in anger is not always favorable. So, after a long day of weighing my choices and only using calculated stares and smokes to ward off any of Kashvi's allies, I realized nobody was ready to believe me. I felt scared. Not like the fear of a monster or nervousness. Scared to lose my friends.
Have you ever felt this way? Unheard? Ignored? My endless protests were falling on deaf ears. After a long day of school, I journeyed home alone. I had lost all hope. I didn't want to get out of my house the whole day. This was my life until my mother gave me those 4 words of advice. Some people never change. Those 4 magical words changed my life forever. Did you learn any lesson the hardest way? Well, that day I learned that you have to adjust to your surroundings. It's not the other way around. We need to remember to adapt, to delete such people from our lives, and download true friends instead. They will help you troubleshoot your problems and live a happy life. Always remember, some people never change. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanvi. Let's give a round of applause to our storyteller 7, Tanvi Kundra. Incredible lesson on some people never change.
Am I audible now?
Yes, Swastik, hold on. I'll tell you to check your audio. Okay. So, children and parents and judges, do you have that one person who's extremely special and close to you? Is he your friend or she your friend? Or rather, a best friend? Or a soulmate, right? But what happened? What happens if the same person does not reciprocate the same kind of feelings that you have? Our life comes to a standstill. We are heartbroken, isn't it? Here we have Swastik, storyteller 8, who's going to tell a story very close to his heart about friendship, about true friends. Let's call upon storyteller 8, Swastik Gupta. Swastik, now you can check your audio and say, I love my friend.
I love my friends.
Yes, you're audible and visible. Over to you, Swastik. 1 second, Swastik. I think I've removed you. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot to remove myself. Yes. Over to you, Swastik.
True friends never part ways. Athar and I are best friends since kindergarten. I don't remember how he became my best buddy, but all I know that we are great friends. Athar was tall, muscular, athletic. His looks would impress anyone, especially the girls. I wondered what he ate to become taller than a Hindi teacher who was 5'8". Athar was an extrovert, and that quality made us closer. We have been together since ages. Together, we did a lot of crazy things, like pranking a teacher by putting lemon juice in a water bottle. Oh, that reaction was priceless. And the best part was, we always escaped from those punishments. Now, don't ask me how. We became thick friends and started to hang out a lot and enjoyed all the time we spent together. I will never forget that day where Athab sat me down and whispered softly, Swastik, I'm sorry to have to tell you this way, but I am shifting. My instant reaction was, "Oh, to a new house? Congratulations." Arthur spoke sadly, "No, to a new country." I felt numb. I didn't know whether to be happy for him, agitated as he never gave me any hints, or feel sad. So I immediately gave him a tight hug, feeling choked with my emotions. Painfully, as if an arrow pierced through my heart, I said, "Safe journey to Canada. Keep in touch." Days passed into weeks and weeks into months. I called him several times, but there was no response. I never heard back from him. Still, I waited every single day for one phone call or one text. I started getting depressed and hated school, making friends, or pranking people. Arthur has changed. He has found new friends. He doesn't need me anymore. These thoughts haunted me every single day. 30th September, it was my birthday, but I decided no party that year. At midnight, 12 o'clock a.m., my phone buzzed. There was a girl on the other side who said, "Happy birthday." I didn't recognize her, so I said thanks and hung up. The phone buzzed again. A familiar voice said, "Hey bro, happy birthday." I jumped with joy. It was Arthur pranking me in a girl's voice. We talked for hours, and it felt like our bond was stronger than before. This story is very close to my heart, as I learned a lesson a hard way. Never part from true friends, friends who accept you just the way you are. Do you have such a friend in your life? Have you told them how special you are for them? If not, do it now before it's too late. Thank you.
Wow, what an amazing story. And what a great lesson. Thank you, Swastik. Very well done.
Hello.
Yes, Ayansh, hold on.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you heard of this f- proverb, try till you succeed? Raise your hand if you have. Now keep your hand raised if you have heard it from your teachers. Okay. Keep your hands down if you have heard it from your parents. Yes. This proverb is really familiar to all of us because that's the power of practice, planning, and preparation. We shouldn't underestimate the 3 P's of our life. But I think Ayansh did some mistake, which he regretted. But there is something he learned out of that mistake. And that he wants to tell us today with his story. The story is try till you succeed. Ayansh, could you please repeat your title for me?
Yes, sir. Try till you succeed.
Excellent. You're audible and visible. Over to you. Good luck.
Overconfidence is a double-edged sword that can stab both ways by being the key to success or the road to failure. I should have seen this coming when I walked into the examination hall, saw the mathematics paper, and confidently thought, this is a cinch. But overconfidence had stabbed me. Do you ever feel overconfident about something? I am not kidding, but I have been a straight A student. I enjoyed this status right from the beginning. Acing every test is my second nature, and I enjoyed this attention from everyone. When my maths test was announced, I paid no heed to the preparation or revision and thought this test would be a piece of cake. The very next day, my math teacher, Mrs. Gupta, entered with her wide rimmed spectacles, crisp ironed sari, and bunch of papers in her hand. I was swelling up with pride. In a low toned voice, she announced, Class 7A, you have done a very well in the test. Surprisingly, the one who topped is Anne Gupta. What the heck? I thought it was me again. Her words felt like a slap to my face. I could not digest the fact that I stood not second, not third, but fifth. I looked around coyly and had some of my classmates grinning or some even laughing in their head. I stormed out of my class with tears welled up in my eyes. I reflected deeply for days, weeks, feeling even more depressed. One day, as I returned from my school, my mother greeted me with a warm smile, as if she was desperately waiting for me. I went in my room to change. Then she called for me and told me to hurry. I got inside the kitchen and saw her standing near the windowsill, watching something. I looked at what was. It was a spider weaving its own web. Each time it fell, it tried again and again. And this went on and on. I asked, What is it? She said, Watch out. Do you think the spider would be able to spin its own web? I said, I don't think so. It'll eventually have to give up. She heard me in silence. Eventually, after failing several times, the spider still tried and was finally able to make its own web. My mother uttered the golden words. Ayans, in life, we keep failing, not once, but many times. But we must keep on trying, just like this little creature. I looked at her, at awestruck. I got the answer. I knew I had to try till I finally succeed. Friends, one thing is as certain as life and death, and that is we'll fail. Failure is a part of our journey, and we must learn a lesson from it than rather getting discouraged. I studied hard and finally succeeded in my second test. But this lesson, which I learned from the tiny creature will always remember, remain our biggest lessons of my life. So, remember, friends, try till you succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayansh. Let's have a big round of applause such an amazing lesson about life, which we all must remind ourselves almost every time that we have to try. Thank you, Ayansh. We'll maintain few seconds of silence. All right. So that brings us to the end of today's fantastic, captivating, intriguing contest of storytelling. How I wish this never ended. For all the stories which you have brought and reminded us today. I think everyone here could resonate with each and every lesson that you have taught us today. And I'm sure you're taking a lot back home. Thank you, children. I'm more than proud to see each of you tell your story as if it just feels so great. I feel it's just so mesmerizing for kids of your age to tell a story and and deliver it with that effectiveness, which I think a lot of us, I'm sure Miss Annati could relate, us, we adults struggle with, right? But you really raised the bar today. I'm so proud and so happy. Thank you very much. You all did a wonderful job. Just like you have learned a lot of lessons in your life, this contest has also taught you so many more things. Not just winning, but yes, we are here to try again because we have to not be overconfident, right? Like Shreyas's story teaches us. And again, don't listen to your devil mind that I shouldn't try, I shouldn't participate. Listen to your monk mind, okay, which tells you to do better next time. Are you with me? Awesome. So the judges are having a tough time to decide who are the top 3 winners today. I'm going to send them to the breakout room to do the tallying, and I hand it over to our incredible MC. Wow, I was missing her. Please take the stage back, and she has some wonderful game for you all. Okay, so please sit back and enjoy. Over to you, Alina. You want me to spotlight you? You're okay. It should be
No,
fine.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. So while the judges do this, find out who will.
Without further ado, let's invite our judges who have taken this role of judging and selecting and choosing the best speaker out of all the 8. So, ma'am and Hazel, if you could share a few words, please. Over to you.
Okay. Should I start?
Anything. Yeah.
Okay. I must say you guys are phenomenal speakers. Like choosing the winners from you all were so difficult. Like it was choosing the best from the best. Like you all are eloquent speakers with your own style of grasping the audience. I was so engrossed in your stories, and I'm telling you, Miss Unnati and I have had an incredibly challenging time choosing the 3 winners. This is for the people who couldn't make it to the top 3 today. Please don't get disheartened. This is your time to recognize your mistakes and work on them for the next competition. And you might have learned something from others, like me, whether it's about pauses, pace, content, anything. And please don't forget, you can never be too old to learn something.
Thank you, Hazel. Thank you so much. Miss Unnati, how did you feel? Any feedback for us? Thank you.
Good afternoon once again to all of you. Yes, as I totally resonate with what Hazel said. It was the most difficult decision I had made in last few days. Who is going to be the winner in the first category, second, and third? And trust me, when you all were having a conversation, we were really having a debate in our breakout room to choose, and because all of you, according to me, are the winners. Everyone, each one of you did so well. I can see your preparations, hard work, practices, the careful selection of the topic, your expressions, your delivery of speech, everything was amazing. So what I can say is, be like this. Doesn't matter if you are achieving something today, but you all are the winners. You all did so well, and keep moving forward, keep challenging yourself, and all the best to all of you for the upcoming events and competitions what you're going to participate. So over to you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Taran.
Thank you. I want to give it back to you both to tell us the result now. Thank you.
We should start backwards. So, ma'am, can you
Yeah.
start from 4th and 3rd?
Ma'am, if I could just take a minute. Children, we had decided to have first, second, and third. However, there were ties, so we had to select for some positions two people, two speakers, and also give one speaker a fourth place. Okay, so that is the state we were in. I mean, they were in. I wasn't doing anything. So yes, so they have decided to have a fourth position, the first, second, and third, and there are some ties within first, second, third as well. Okay, so yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so we'll start with the position 4, and it was very difficult. As I said, I'm repeatedly telling you. So the fourth position, what we have selected is Shreyas Chakravarti.
Shreyas, please
Yes,
unmute
ma'am.
this
Shreyas,
side and on your video. I can't see you. Please raise your hand. Okay. Shreyas with his story, The Danger of Overconfidence. Excellent, Shreyas.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
and the third winner or the third runner-up is Anthea Pereira.
Wow, Anthea, who talked about the tale of two minds. Anthea, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to both of you, and over to you, Hazel.
Okay, for the most exciting part, guys, keep the drum rolls going on. And for second place, we had a tie. And the winners are Swastik and Tanvi.
Wow, that's awesome. Congrats, Swastik and Tanvi. So Swastik with his speech, Tale of Two Friends, and Tanvi, Some People Never Change. So your messages really reached our hearts. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
And for first place, keep your hands together for Rigved Rajesh.
Congrats, Rigved. Very well done. Very well done. Congrats, everybody. I'm so proud of you. Literally, really, it's beyond words. Thank you. And others, you all were brilliant. Yes. And this is just its beginning. Believe me. Okay. Well done. Let's keep learning. Let's keep telling stories. Let's keep spreading the message and the experiences and the lessons what we get from our lives. Okay. That was the intent of having such contests. Okay. Congratulations, all the winners. Can we have a nice little pose from you all to capture with the judges? Everybody once. Rigved, excellent. All right. Thank you very much. And now we have the vote of thanks delivered by our commendable speaker, Alaina Sinha. Yes, Alaina.
Right. What a fabulous contest we witnessed today. The stories were intriguing and have motivated us to act and change our perspective towards life. Thank you, friends, and congratulations to the winners. Let me thank our judges for the evening, Miss Unnati and Hazel, for being here. On behalf of Active Kids Club, please accept this token of our appreciation, and we look forward to seeing you again. I would also like to thank our club coach, Ms. Tarunam Sheikh, for creating these opportunities for us and helping us accelerate our journey of confident speaking. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Stories have a power to change lives, so keep telling stories. Enjoy the rest of the day. This is me, Alaina Sinha, signing off.
Let's give a round of applause to Alaina Sinha. Well done, Alaina. Thank you. You just kept the energy going and really changed how we felt at the start and now how we are feeling. It's all the power of words and the passion that you speak with. Well done, Alaina. Right. So can we have a nice cute pose once again with everybody? Parents, if you could switch on your video, it'll be great. If not, it's fine. Ayansh, can we have you, please? And some reaction buttons, please. Some reactions, how you felt listening to lovely stories. Motivating stories. Yes. Thank you, Miss Neha. We thank you so much for joining. That's cute. All right. Congratulations, everyone. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you, Miss Unnati. Have a lovely day ahead. We want to have you back again, please. Thank you. Thank you, Hazel. You were great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, everybody. See you.
Congratulations.
Bye-bye, everyone.
And